Golly. Wires every fucking where. Oh, we're live. It don't even matter. It don't matter. Listen, I just got choked by one of my wires. I don't think anybody saw it. Goddamn wires everywhere. I sound like an ornery old man, like coming on the show. We are Chestnut Checkers, y'all. We are out here. We slid in the home plate. We slid in, coming in hot. Life has changed for us. Let's start here. I am your co-host. I am William Alexander, Scarf Boys Symphonies, the Black MacGyver. I don't even know what the fuck I am at this point. I am the Fixer. And then we have Kristen Rare Sense. We have the Finder. We have the Extraordinaire. And then we have we need the F or the PH, the Philosopher. Is that what it was? The Phenomenal Philosopher? There we go. We have Tay Michelle, aka the Philosopher, in here. We have been life has been changing. Life has been different. Life has been updating, but nonetheless, we are keeping up and we are coming in hot here. Doing the best that we can, and whatever we can't do, we're trying our best to make sure we can do it. But that's the meat of matters. And I just flipped that one off like it was poetic. We are out here. Listen, y'all got me fucked up. Listen, I told you I was gonna be spitting the F-bomb coming 7 o'clock. Shit. But I went this whole day without cussing y'all, and I could not wait to let off an F-bomb for y'all. But without further ado, we are Chestnut Checkers. We're going to get right into it. We have some special current events. Some stuff has been popping up. Wait. Feel it. Did y'all see the pan out? Wait, did y'all feel it? DJ Scratch and Sniff in the building. But anyway, we are we have a lot of stuff going on. We got the Diddy trial going on, and that is well within in rights of going. We also have God, what did we talk about earlier?
The
brain fart. President Trump acting a fool. I kind of look like I'm sinister and about to be in some shit.
The 11 prison break dudes.
Yo, I really want to talk about that. Going right into our video.
The Confederate Museum here in North Carolina.
Listen, it's been extraordinarily interesting. It's been dynamic, but we're gonna get right into it. What's the first current event we're gonna touch base on?
You got it, baby. I didn't even have time to look at current events.
I'm sorry. Can we go right into the Diddy trial? Can we slide right into it? We might as well slide.
It's loaded with baby oil.
We might as well slide into that motherfucker like we on Johnson's up in this motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, with that being said, this is brought to you by Blistex. If you ain't got no baby oil, make sure you put some grease on your lips. Huh? No.
Oh God, I can't.
There's a lot to be said about that right there, but I'm gonna chill.
Don't you do it? Don't you do it? I will roundhouse you.
All right, where would you like to start? Because
the Diddy trial. I'm trying to get right on this.
In the Diddy trial, what part of the Diddy trial are we talking about? Because
I'm talking about the you know what? As much as I don't want to say it, after speaking to you women here, and I had to redact a little bit. You know what? That defense team that Diddy got, I had to go back and look at that video. They playing real hard, man. Listen, now I still stand on what I believe in. I think the way they keep fucking around, he gonna walk right out of that courtroom with no shackles.
Well,
but I'm starting to see how this game is being played, and y'all made a lot of sense earlier. But with that being said, let's get into let's just get into it. However we decide to get into it, let's just get into it. We're on day number 5 of this trial.
Can I just say, on the 5th day of the trial, I'm still more concerned with one thing that's not being mentioned than anything that's been said thus far. Farnsworth Bentley, bring your ass to the fucking court. Because if anybody knows, it's you. If you are subpoenaed, you gotta go. This is a federal court case.
He's been real quiet.
Now, he did make a statement saying that he wasn't involved. When he found out that some shit was popping off, he was like, I got morals and values. He said I had a family to protect. I'm out. He did make mention of that. Now,
but if you remember in hindsight, at one point everybody was like, where the hell is Farnsworth at? When Diddy came out, remember, he just kind of disappeared in the thin air. He presented as
he got married.
But it's like there was no explanation. There was no, he just literally disappeared.
And previous to his marriage, I remember all of the rumors of him being Diddy's boyfriend.
For years, we assumed he was gay.
It was not until Meek came around. Like when we looking at the timeline, y'all know how I'm about our timelines. When he disappeared was right after Meek Mill got signed to Maybach. So you broke up with your boyfriend because he had a whole new boyfriend, and now you say about what y'all was doing. So that's my biggest concern at this point. Is Farnsworth Bentley even alive at this point? Like, where is he?
He's in Georgia.
That's what they said. But until I see him, I need proof of life. He needs to be holding the Atlanta Constitution with today's date on it, saying I'm allegedly Diddy done already killed somebody down here for messing with Cassie. So
is he even active on social media?
No, he's
Farnsworth
gone.
Farnsworth off the grid.
Right. And how, Sway? Because I don't have all the answers, Sway. How?
He was just on one of the music videos.
Whose?
They did a tribute. They did the Outkast tribute.
You're gonna have to send that to me in the chat because I missed that.
It was like the last year or two. They did an Outkast tribute on.
I'm talking about 2025 since this nigga been locked up. I'm not talking about 2023. I'm not talking about during COVID.
I mean, in defense, that's the last. Like I seen that. Hey man,
the way AI is set up, I don't even believe. Like I said, he need to be standing outside the Atlanta State House with the Atlanta Journal Constitution with today's date on it. Like I'm alive because to be this quiet is wild. It's wild work.
And then you have what's the girls' names?
Day 26.
Danity Kane.
Danity Kane.
Aubrey is chomping at the bit. I know she is.
She's been waiting for years for this. She's been speaking out for years, and everyone dismissed her, saying she was bitter and all of that because she didn't have a career no more. And turns out she's telling the truth.
It was, in defense, it was hard to believe her. She was the least talented of them all.
Horrible. First of all, hard.
It was hard. Hard to believe her.
Horrible. We're not gonna put the hoe in horrible today. No.
Because she's the least talented, that lessens her credibility about what this is.
No. To the public opinion, yeah.
So here's the thing, because I don't necessarily feel like she was the least talented. That's one. Under duress, your voice do weird shit. So that's not necessarily talent. If she's scared for her life, then she sound like that. Because she's scared because this nigga's in the background like 5 and 5. Like, no.
I'm not saying, listen, and I'm not taking sides here. But they all got their issues at this point dealing with that fella.
Yeah.
But what I will say is
trauma. Call it
Trauma.
what it is.
Trauma. They got trauma. Listen,
Call a
they
thing a
got
thing.
they got trauma. And what I will say is that Dawn sounded pretty damn good under duress. If you're using that scope.
But I mean, we were slaves at one point. We do what the fuck we do. This is different for them.
So she was at least goddamn it talented. I mean, if you want to put a scale to it.
That's like, listen, that's like standing Britney Spears up against Brandy. Like Brandy's gonna win. Like it's
I mean,
you can't compare in my mind.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. What was their group? Their group was Danity Kane.
His group was Danity
Hey,
Kane.
They were on the same group. That means that they can all be fairly assessed.
Hey, Rashida.
Get it, but she was chosen for a reason. Out of all them girls, she was chosen for a reason, and whatever her reason be, because I don't think it was her. I think it was the little weird-faced brunette girl that was the least talented, which is why you never heard nothing else from her once she was kicked out the group.
Hey, listen. No, I think she was the most awkward looking. The one you talking about, I know you talking about. She was the most awkward looking, but she had some talent. She was a hell of a dancer. That one, Andrea, I don't know what was going on with her. She was a look. She was the appeal.
Mm.
It is what it is. I mean, not just no. It's not. It is what it is.
Right.
But as it pertains to her, I feel bad that nobody heard her. But like I said, I get. But at the same point, what's her name? Dawn and the other girl, they spoke out too. But again, I don't think, I may have to concede. I may have to concede and say masculinity is not toxic.
No.
I'm going to be very clear. Masculinity is not toxic.
How did we get here?
No, you're going to hear me.
Okay.
The patriarchal system, that motherfucker is toxic than a motherfucker. And I'm saying this because I almost victimized and shared bias of victimization here. I'm like, well, her situation wasn't that bad. She was only on her back. At least she could see the adversary. That's how I almost saw it. And I'm like, whoa, hold up, Will. Like, backtrack. All of them suffered within the same team.
Correct.
We are still talking about the same demon.
Right.
That is encompassed in the same monster.
And every single one of those young people that went out for making the band, from the rappers and I can't do Beyonce's vibrato, whatever the fuck her name was,
to the musicians.
Day 26, Sarah. Here we go. To Day 26, to Danity Kane. All of them are traumatized. Look at that interview. We've been talking about that interview with Day 26, where all 5 of those men cried real tears live on camera.
Hell yeah. Trauma. They saw people get unalived. That shit's crazy. You can't unsee that. And
I can't stand you, Sheeta. Bring your ass up here so it'll be a trip.
Nah, okay. So Tay and I were privileged to be, and we still are. I don't know if you are still, Tay. You still in the Surfers Room?
No.
Oh, well, nonetheless, shouts out to the Black Surfers Room. The reason why I have to give them a shout out because we took for granted for years the amount of people that we've seen come and go. I mean, we saw they was making the band, making his band, and then there was the girl and the boy group, and then they had making his band. Mm-hmm. And in making his band, Tay and I got a chance to sit up and talk to damn near 80% of the musicians that went into that thing and got to experience what was Diddy. So it's like
a little ride.
Yeah, like for us, it's like, well, I can't speak for Tay, but for me, it's like it's really, I have a very tainted view of that man.
Don't say taint.
I have a very miscued idea of him. Yeah, no, fuck y'all. A hot dog is not named a goddamn glizzy. I can eat a banana whenever the fuck I feel like it, And popsicles are goddamn it good in the cold.
But there
When
is
it's hot, I mean,
a poor choice of words. And when we talk about Diddy,
what the hell?
Taint is
Untainted.
I just heard taint. I'm sorry.
What the fuck? So now I gotta watch. See, this is why motherfuckers be completely.
That's what you gotta say. No homo.
I'm not saying that. I will not. I absolutely will not. Bless to you.
Oh, I love y'all.
I absolutely will not. Moving on. Diddy, I listen. If you were to put a running bet on if that man were to get out, I'm putting some money on him. He walking.
Strong. Look, good strong violence out here, boo. The whole club.
I don't like your neck.
I don't like your upper lip. Now what?
Not you. Shut up.
Oh, okay.
Not you.
Take it back, then. I'm gonna take it back.
Yo, this ain't the first time you didn't came at me real quick. We'll talk. You gonna talk to my therapist.
I'm quick with it. I can because the
baby. I have no problem introducing anybody to Tay. Didn't I try to link you with my therapist? Yo, you gonna meet her? Keep fucking around. The 11 motherfuckers. Yo, shouts out to them 11 escapees. Now I'm not rooting for them, and I'm not. But shouts out to them motherfuckers for making it that far. Like 11 of y'all, you one short of a dozen. Matter of fact, we got to give you a dozen because the maintenance guy was one of the people that let y'all go.
Did they in fact escape from the jail where Diddy is? Because that would make so much sense. Like they was like, "Fuck this! I can't be in here with him."
I mean, New Orleans, they lay baby.
Baby.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these motherfuckers came out. Boom! They came out ready. Like when they said they give the play in football, they be like, "Ba ba 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 ba, ready, break, pew!" They were the fuck out. Listen, no system, no plan, no nothing.
Listen, y'all. I didn't know nothing about these prisoners until earlier today when William and Tay told me. So I got to go research because one of my favorite shows was Prison Break. And so anytime somebody break out of prison, I'm like, how did you? I had somebody I know go to jail I care about. And I'm like, okay, so let me see where you are. Can you see anywhere outside so I can get, because I'll throw a bomb on that side so you should just walk on.
Hindsight is 20/20 in the motherfucker when you watching the motherfucker break out of prison, ain't it? Like, now, in fairness,
3 of them have been recaptured.
What'd you say?
3 of them have been recaptured.
No, all but 3. There are 3 left.
That's wild that they all.
There are 3 left. They caught 8 of them. They got 8 motherfuckers. They caught 2 sleeping on the bench. Bitch, what the fuck did you doing sleeping on the bench?
What the fuck is you doing? Period.
I saw that, and they said it wasn't him. It was someone else.
Oh,
someone called the cops. Yeah, someone called the cops on him. They thought it was him.
Well, I'm not.
It wasn't him.
Well, if that's the case, I am not.
Because he was at a bus stop, right?
Yeah, it was at a bus stop.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
So I will be very clear again, and Kristen, I'm gonna give you a real short synopsis of what's going on. Mm-hmm. I'm not rooting for the prisoners, but I'm not rooting for the prison either.
Right. Never that.
So it puts me in
rooting for the prisoners, but I'm not rooting for the prisoners.
No. I mean, because again, coming from I didn't spend a lot of time, but I spent enough time to be like, I don't like it here.
Right.
I don't like it here. This place is not for humans.
Which is why Diddy needs to be there.
It's for them types.
Right.
That shit. Listen, unless you
is I gotta be in the same dorm with the Diddy types and the Dahmer types, and all I got is a suspended license. Like y'all don't even bring it up.
But wouldn't that be crazy if they put Diddy somehow in the same fucking jail as R. Kelly?
The talent shows are gonna be off the hook. Now, while we talking about who need to go, who gonna go, who want to go, what the fuck is Trey Songz? Like they don't have my boy Breezy. They just let him out.
Did he get out?
Yeah, they gave him $5 million bail to get out so he could go on tour.
They didn't even say bail, and that nigga paid it.
Right.
cash,
flat cash, not
flat
10%,
cash,
not
no
I'll put my house
10%.
up. Here,
Pew, 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 pew.
trouble,
He wanted in 20s,
trouble,
hundreds, or check.
baby. So
They
I
let him out so he could go to work.
Yeah,
yeah,
provisional work release.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Mhm.
interesting.
No, it's not.
It's not
Now,
Well,
when
happening.
you
what did he get arrested for? Because I'm not really clear on the
battery,
bashing somebody in the head with a bottle. Yeah.
So this man who has a history of violence and domestic abuse is now overseas acting a fool.
now,
But because
now
he
in
is who
defense,
he is, they
mm-mm,
let him out because he could
eh,
afford it.
And
no,
in his defense,
no.
look to me from the video footage, he was low key being attacked. And once you start coming at a nigga that got triggers like a nigga like Chris Brown, he bathed him, he kicked him, nigga on the ground, he walked away. It wasn't like he kept going. He just get the fuck off me. You too close. He dialogued the nigga. Like, yeah.
Close, man.
Yeah, like and that
Oh,
I'm sorry, that settled late. I'm sorry.
it's fine. I know.
Because I looked in the video and I'm like, bitch, you look like Dylan.
Dylan, 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 Dylan.
Fire.
Yes, I Dylan Spitfire.
Yeah. Spit hot fire.
Tongue.
Hot fire.
So y'all know he did.
Hot fire.
He did an interview like 3 weeks ago, saying how he's still mad at that Dave Chappelle skit because Dave Chappelle used things that he never actually said, but now they're always attributed to him. It messed up his career. I was crying.
Amen. When you decide to try to get what's the it's a word for it. When you try to get all the attention and you get the attention that you want or that you're asking for, that makes you infamous. That's the word. Infamous.
Right. Thanks, Shane. You're absolutely right. Here's the thing, right?
His career sucks because he sucks.
The only one that didn't get Diddy knew he was gonna get choked out if he went too close. So Dylan don't have no stories. Anything he's talking, he's getting interviews right now because of Diddy, and he can't even say because nobody would go near him after he choked that young man out on the show. So
he's like, he was choking that nigga out laughing.
Right. So, here's my thing with the Diddy case, right? And this is the conversation we had started earlier. Facts ain't feelings, and feelings don't matter. Let me finish. The facts ain't feelings. Feelings don't matter in the matters that matter. Let me put it like that. Because the reality of it is, I don't care how much of this girl's trauma has spilled all over that stand. She is setting up a line of attack for the prosecution as behavior patterns so that they can go back and say, okay, so he did it to her. He did it to you. He did it to you. He did it to you. You was flown out. You was at this party. Were there sex workers? This is what they're doing. And yes, she has trauma. And this shit is hard to talk about. I've been on here crying with 2 cents in my fucking bank account because I got trauma. So imagine having to sit in front of your traumatizer and relive all of this stuff. And it's just people seem not to have any sympathy for what actually is being said because it's not a domestic violence case. It's not about her. And I keep reminding people her case is closed. He paid her off to try to shut her up. And the Fed was like, subpoena.
Run it. Run it.
Because once that case came about, it is what it is. I saw a post on Chaotic's page earlier today that made so much sense to me. There's a gentleman who did an interview. I don't even know who it was. I've never seen the man before in my life, but he did say something that made sense. He
Mhm.
said Carisha was Diddy's downfall. And I was telling y'all about this earlier. He said the reason why Cassie decided out of the blue to file this case is because everything that she went through and was waiting on him showing up to shows, him giving the love, him doing the big trips, him being public in the manner that he was very affectionate with her, Cassie never got. And for Cassie to have to watch that after everything that she went through when those were the things that she was begging for, a woman scorned is the worst thing you want on your life.
Shantae, what did I tell you back in like it was like 2012, 2013? I was living in Overbrook. I sat on the porch one day and I said, you ain't got to say it because it was so long ago. Shake your head if you remember. I said the scariest thing to an offended man, and I didn't say it like this, but I'm gonna paraphrase this, is a black woman in power.
Sorry.
That's the scariest thing to any man generationally from now until present day. A black woman or a woman with melanin in power should fear and incite what? It should incite fear.
Why? When y'all niggas lay on our couches and trust us to run your lives with our Section 8 and our food stamps.
No, it incites fear because the black woman is the most mistreated and we're expected to thrive. They're afraid because the same reason why white people are afraid of black people coming together and being unified, because they know that we'll overpower and they're afraid that we'll treat them like they've treated us. It's the same thing with men and women. That's why men don't want a woman in power because they know how they've treated us.
I happened to just take a long trip down memory lane one day. I mean, not just a couple years, not just a decade, not just a couple decades. I went back damn near a full millennia. History. Every time a melanated woman gets mad, there is a revelation that happens, and then there's a genesis. A country completely disappears. And out comes a whole new culture and country. Every time, it's never failed. I'm talking about you're going down millennia. Like go down the avenue of like BC. You gonna keep going. Every time a melanated woman got mad, history changed. Black men don't do that. White men, black men, Asian men, Oriental men, Mexicans, it don't give a fuck what kind of man you are. We don't do that. When a melanated woman got upset and they had enough, history rewrote. The end. It makes you wonder how we got to Revelations. Somebody baby got snatched and you took my baby. I only can imagine what took place to lead us to where we are today. Every time. Show me one time when it hasn't. Let's look at the Underground Railroad. Who do we talk about?
Harriet and them.
When we talk about women having enough on the journey of being underappreciated and over used and underappreciated, who do we talk about? Sojourner Truth. When we talk about the revolution that took place when in the Mediterranean, when the fight took place between Italy and Chad, we don't talk about anybody but Medusa, who's no more than Queen Kandaki. Motherfuckers had to rewrite history when melanated women got upset. So you damn right I'm going to be upset. I'm going to not upset. I'm going to be fucking scared. I know how I treated y'all, and I didn't treat y'all very good until I started treating y'all a lot better. I got a debt, and I hope to God it's repaid before. That's all I got. Remember I had that conversation like 10, 11 years ago? I was like, oh shit, we in
Sir,
some world of trouble.
I don't remember what I had to eat this morning.
Fuck you. I had this conversation like 10 years ago and 11 years ago, and I'm like, yo, melanin woman coming to power. There's going to be a lot of structure and policy changes. Damn near, we're going to see a bunch of like quotes and apostrophes and annotations in the Constitution.
I wish I didn't have on these sunglasses, but I do. I got bags that TSA can't find. Like it's underneath my eyes. But fuck y'all. Because for real, like you sitting here like, okay, black women do and change history and we should be afraid and blah, 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 blah. Stop fucking us over. And then y'all wouldn't have to be scared. Like,
no shit. No shit.
Feel everything I just said was a real, you know.
No shit. Now.
No, it's in 2020 no more.
No, it's not.
Because if you got to look in your rear view to see how many people you mowed down while driving up the street, fuck you and your license. Get the fuck out the car.
True.
And I'm not willing to accept that. Oh, the black man is brave because they're not scared to sleep next to us. They're not scared to put the babies into us. They're not scared to beat the shit out of us. They're not scared to have sex workers come on us and rub it on them. They're not scared to do none of the shit we're hearing.
Here's why. Oh, go ahead.
No, you good. Because this is why y'all.
I'm going mute. No, I'm going mute. Go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
Because it just really it bothers me to hear these kind of statements said so matter of factly. Like, we are the bottom of the totem pole in the world. And so, yes, once we do uprise, it's going to be an uprising because we are tired of being the fucking toilet while everybody else fucking succeeds. And all we get to do is succeed. Fuck y'all. For real. I don't give a fuck about nobody's fear of black women in power because the reality is if you black, your mama black, your grandmama black, your sister black, your auntie and them black, all of us is black and y'all allow us, y'all trust us with your lives on a daily fucking basis. So how are you afraid? How?
So go ahead.
No, hold on. You're sitting in complacence of the fact that you know they love us, so they're not gonna do nothing.
So here's
punching y'all niggas in the throat.
Here's why I say fear, and I'm gonna stand by it. And I do hear where you're coming from, and I understand where you're coming from. Golly, when I first said it, I'm not in that place right now. I'm out that pool. Like I said, I am hoping that the work that I do from the time that I've realized up until the journey forward is going to take place for the damage that I was ignorantly doing. There is a point, and this is where we have a pendulum here we get to swing. It's a pendulum nonetheless, but it has a weighted scale. One side this way, one side this way. Fear is the fear of the shit that I'm doing versus the shit that I've done. I can look back on the shit that I've done because I'm not doing the shit no more.
Y'all are afraid of yourselves. Then.
No, absolutely.
Right.
So, but with no. Wait. With that being said, what I decide to do is I decide to understand the balance of forgiveness, and the balance of forgiveness allows me to see the error and correct it. Whether somebody honors the correction or not. Now, my apology is like sitting here like, okay, I honor and acknowledge that something is different and I need to change. Right?
That's cool. But do you understand all that comes with that is karma? Like that doesn't absolve you of that energy, what you've done in the past coming back to you just because you've changed now. It doesn't absolve you of paying for that energy that you put out back then.
100% correct. Did anybody hear the first statement that I made?
Yes.
What was the first statement that I made that had everything to do with alchemy and the karmic principle?
You take responsibility for your actions. Basically.
And all that I can do is hope that what I do going forward can allow me grace for what I've done in the past.
But see, here's the thing, and you mentioned the word
What
forgiveness.
the fuck? Like,
no. I'm not.
but I yield. I didn't mean to say that out loud. I yield.
You're fine. I'm not discrediting or trying to dismiss what you just said because I appreciate it. What I will say is that the word forgiveness and why I pointed to the sky is because I can send you to the upper room so that you can get the forgiveness that is with the Lord. Because I don't have it. I don't. I barely got grace. I say grace over my food because that shit ain't never did nothing to me for real. Like, I personally am tired of being a woman. I would never want a dick, but I'm tired of being a woman because of these double standards. When I talk about male privilege, that statement of men are afraid of black women in power because we fucked y'all over so much.
I didn't say afraid. We should be in fear.
Same.
It's not the same thing.
Anyway,
women, it's not the same thing.
Women are not to be feared unless they're white. Y'all don't treat us like y'all should be in fear. Their tears are weapons. Our tears are manipulation. Our words are unheard. We can sit here and say, "Brave, help, oh my God," and everybody will look and nobody will come. But let that shit sound like it's from the Valley. Let that shit sound like it's from Albany, New York, or East Buttfuck Athens, Georgia. Let it sound like it's from the most rural Sally from who knows where, and everybody's running. I don't care if she lied. There was a black girl a few years ago who came out and said, "This man hit me in the face with a brick." And there were black men standing within arm's reach that did not move. You should be scared. You absolutely should be. And I'm not going to back off from that.
And nobody's asking you to.
White men should be scared of y'all. We are tired.
Nobody's asking you to.
It can be corrupt. The power given can be corrupted. And I get where that comes from. But this is not that, because we actually have a real grievance.
Nobody's going.
That was a child. She was 16 when this whole thing started, and she was groomed and moved by the idea that she could be a star. And she walked red carpets every other week with black eyes and choke marks.
You literally just with grace. You literally made my point.
Absolutely. I'm not making
and I'm not saying it to be wrong, but consider all that was done and then ask me again why I can stand here as a man. I cannot speak for the male whole embodiment, just my past and my issues and what I dealt with and what I can relate to. Bop, 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 bop. But what I can say is what I can relate to versus the damage that I've done. I can stand to say, I hope to never do it again.
The fact that you got to put hope as a caveat on it?
As I said, hope.
No, now again, so my humanity says this. I'm sorry, I'm putting out.
No, you're fine.
My humanity says this. I can be angry. I can be upset. I can be irrational. I keep everything as equal as I can. If you're a dick, you're a dick, male or woman. At the same point, I pray every day that I don't go back to the same behaviors that I just came out of.
I get that. We all have that part of ourselves.
That's all that I'm referencing. And what I am saying is that my bad behaviors had a lot to do with the equivalent of your traumatic past. I reserve to hope that I never indulge in another person's traumatic past again.
And I'm going to put your tongue back in your mouth before you step on it, because the reality is, come out the pool. I know your work.
That's what I'm saying.
What
I
I'm
think
saying, this
this ties in well to
I know
the
your
topic
individual
tonight.
work, William. It's not you, baby.
One more
It's
time.
I said I know your
No,
individual
there
work.
was two voices talking. What
Oh,
happened?
I didn't hear you. Go ahead, Tay.
No, I
Something
said I
about the
think no, I said I think what you were talking about ties into the topic for tonight. Um,
hell of a
based on
bleeding,
the
right?
video. Yeah, it was based on the video
Right?
that we discussed earlier. That you jumped right into it, William.
Yeah.
So you
I
may as well
didn't
go ahead
mean to.
and
It's
introduce
like
it. No,
it's fresh in my core. Can
no,
we
yeah,
play the
go ahead
video?
and introduce
Like
it.
so the reason why I am where I am in my stance is so raw passionate. Y'all got to check out this video. Kristen, can you play this video?
I sure can. I'm gonna
And
answer the question
go
first.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's our wonderful new co-host, Tay Michelle.
Hmm.
Thank you for all the wonderful compliments, Chaotic. Tay
Yeah,
Michelle,
thank
this is
you.
normally the moment where we go into the Queen's Gambit. So did you want to do that before or after the video?
After the video, I think we've already gone into the topic. We may as well go ahead and
And
go
yo, for
forward with it.
y'all, and in defense, we take some time and we go back and even before we get to the backstage, because today we didn't get much of a backstage. We talked earlier today and we had a plan set out. But when it comes to stuff like this, and I will take ownership. I was late to watching this video, but when I saw the video, even most folk think that I know a lot. I know a lot because I bust my head a lot of times. But when I saw this Joker from a mature standpoint, it really sat me back, and I'm like,
That's why I kept saying to you, watch the video, watch the video, watch the video.
yeah, man. And you know what? Like, I owe an apology to both of y'all because I need to stand better when y'all ask me to really don't send me no bullshit. But when y'all ask me to really sit and look at something, I gotta do better at looking at it because I understand a lot of what you're trying to say based on your perspective.
No,
Please play this video.
I'm on it.
Yo, like this Joker is crazy.
So we gonna light it up. We gonna shine some light on some issues. We gonna talk about it. We gonna see if we can help our community by allowing these ideas to flow freely. So y'all let me know if you can or cannot hear this once I press play.
And if you're the few who are seeing this and it lands well for you, then this is confirming some things. If you're seeing this and you don't understand it, then sit with it, let it process. And then there are many others who are not aligned with this at all. This message is about the story of complying. There's a reason your inner child finds it hard to come out to play. It's a reason that rest feels risky. It's a reason joy feels foreign. It's because of compliance. It's not the obvious kind. It's not the job, the bills, the laws. It's the habitual, invisible, internal kind. The one you don't even know you're performing. This is why self-reflection is important. This is why cultivating a middle ground within yourself is important. Compliance gives you a kind of external order that gives you some form of safety. Do what they say and you'll survive. And it's convincing because the need for it has been tied to real needs like food, clothing, shelter, medical care, belonging. Many of you are not complying for survival. You are complying out of a subconscious loyalty to a story you never wrote. A story that says you're powerless alone. You need to be saved. You are inherently bad and you need to be controlled into being good. And so you stay plugged in, not because it's right, but because the grief of disconnection from the truest, most authentic aspect of yourself is so deep, you'll choose performance over presence just to avoid it. Compliance is the coping mechanism that numbs you from the pain of being disconnected from the child within you, the friend within you, the lover within you, the family within you, the community within you. And all those things that you are searching for outside of yourself are within you. And it may feel unfamiliar, uncomfortable connecting with that, but it's sacred and it's yours. And every time you comply with that external story, you open your energetic field for everything that does not serve you. And in doing that, you block everything that does. If you're lucky, the things that are truly for you externally will still be there when you remember again. But don't hold your breath if they're gone. Sometimes alignment moves without you, not out of spite, but because they had to be somewhere else.
Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I just got a car. Congratulations to me. Thank me. You're welcome. Creator. Um, so went from no car suspended license 20 years, right? 20 years off and on, it was 20 years. Like, nonetheless, I was all that to say I had to throw that little plug in there. All that to say I was sitting in the car watching this Joker, and this man spoke gospel. That man spoke spoke coming from a bipolar, and I know I ain't the only of the people watching this. I ain't the only bipolar motherfucker on this in this goddamn. Like, I'm not. He spoke to both halves of me, and I looked at what I have in front of me. I have a person that can recollect and reconcile my past. Tay, are you on this side?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a person that holds me accountable for my future. Right there. Everything that I say I'm doing. All that I said I've done. So the great thing that you get to watch here is exactly what that man said. Is being able to cultivate a community based on your truth and honesty. The first thing I said was, I ain't shit. I rebuked it because people told me I wasn't shit. And I'm like, I'm something. Da, 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 da. The moment I was like, I ain't shit, y'all. Like, well, y'all keeps calling me shit. Like, yes, I can be. I want to be this, and I'm aspiring to be all that. But when I tell y'all, I get to live healthily, and then also grow my past into where I am now. Because now I'm charged to trust my past, who's seen me betray, who's seen me lie, who's seen me be deceitful, who's seen me be distrusting, who's seen me be dishonest, who's seen me be all the negative shit you can possibly think of. I get to now walk genuinely in my plan and purpose. And then I'm held to account by the standard, and how I met Kirsten. And when I saw that, I'm not gonna lie, I got full coverage. I ain't playing that game. I'm gonna work hard, but I got full coverage. My eyes got so watery and it was already raining. I almost slammed into the back of a gas truck with a hybrid car. The irony. But thank goodness. But I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I'm thankful for number one, servanthood, thankful for submission, and compliance is literally the definition of obedience being greater than sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
I will yield there. And if you understand that, and if you ever try to just be obedient more than you do what you want to do, I yield.
Look, slow clap. I'm slow clapping you. You got it. Okay. The floor is yours, my love. Everybody, the Queen's Gambit.
Are we doing the Queen's Gambit? Or are we gonna?
No, go
Okay.
ahead. Tie it all in.
We made reasoning behind why I was like kind of edgy and snapping, because I'm like, fuck. Thank you. The floor is yours. However you choose to speak.
Okay. So tonight, the Queen's Gambit kind of ties in to the topic in a way, and it's something that a conversation that I stumbled upon just randomly this week, having with someone else. So this evening, what really pops my corn is people now who have access and time to do exactly what we're doing. Um, get on the microphone and profess their opinions about things. And they feel like automatically to be successful, they need to attack their counterpart. So, a young man I was talking to, he said that him and his friend wanted to do a podcast. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And he said, so we could tell women about themselves. And I said, well, why would you need to do that? And he said, because, these women need to be told about themselves. And I was like, well, don't you think you know men better? You are a man. Wouldn't you think you know men better? Why not sweep around your own front door? Look in the mirror. Have that come to Jesus moment with yourself. And then share what you've learned to help other men. Why is your first strategic move in this conquest that you have is to attack your counterpart? You can't really do that when you don't even know yourself enough to know what you like and don't like in your counterpart to be able to attack. It would be different if you were in touch with your emotions and your thought processes and the root of why you think the way you do. That would be different. But you have no idea. And you're not willing to find out. You're not willing to do the work and learn why you think the way you do. And so, in my opinion, you have no room to try and tell your counterparts, women, about themselves. Especially when you can't really keep one.
Well, shit.
Chestnut Checkers, y'all. We coming up on the hour. That was a beautiful Queen's Gambit. We appreciate you, Holy Tay. That part. Here's why I shook my head. Real quick. Here's why I shook my head.
Take your time. Shit.
You had said, wait, like I'm trying not to laugh, but you had said, I think you know men better. Niggas don't have faults. They don't follow their uncles. And the people they look up to ain't shit. So, they don't even know men better. They just looking for a place to feel commiserated with. They just looking for a place to feel seen and heard. Because attention is love. And love is money to them.
The thing that made me even go on and entertain this conversation with this person was because I made the comment to him, I don't think you really like women outside of their sexuality, outside of using them for sex. I said, outside of that, you don't really like women. And he confirmed it. He said, you know what? You're right. But then again, you're wrong. I said, it don't matter what I'm wrong about. I'm right. I said, you don't even respect women enough to see them as valuable outside of where you could put your penis. So who are you to speak on what's wrong with women?
It's crazy that you brought that up because there's nothing left to do but When did a podcast just last night, a ladies' night, with that as the topic because of this picture that's going around with a young lady with 5 kids hanging off of her, all very close in age. They was like 5 months, 7 months. Like, I don't know how she had all them kids back to back. They was all 2 months apart. So it's it's a list.
I know what you're talking about. I know
It's
exactly what
a
you're
list.
talking about.
It's a list of things that she needs, and then the nigga standing there by himself with his dog talking about peace is his list. And my thing was, niggas usually asking for peace, but they really just want a porn star. But what they don't realize is that the porn stars are crazy. That's not.
But wait,
One
but
of my
wait, but
favorite.
wait,
One of my.
hold on,
Go
hold
ahead.
on, William. I'm sorry. Before you
Go ahead.
start, did you peep about the picture though?
Yeah.
The male side, he had his arms crossed, and the sign that said "I want peace" was coming from a hand that came out of his pants.
Yep, that's why I said that, because it's a porn star that he's looking for to be peaceful. But usually, and men will tell you, it's the crazy girls that give the best sex, but crazy girls are not peaceful. And so, and therefore, y'all got plumbers to come do your wiring, and it's fucked up. Now your house is backwards. On top of that, 1 second, William, the disparity. Because I was talking. That's
You
why.
good? You good?
No, it's because I cut him off to say what I had to say, and then you piggyback off of what I was saying. That's why he snapped. We're sorry.
I need a hand raised thing, but you.
No, you don't, because it's still gonna get shut down.
Ooh.
But
Right.
the main thing that bothered me was the disparity. Why are we not comparing a single mother of 5 kids and a single father of 5 kids and the needs list? Why are we comparing a single mother of 5 kids with a single man and a dog? Your life is already peaceful, nigga. It's just you. That's as peaceful as it fucking gets. You single, solo, jackass motherfucker.
Well, why are we comparing it anyway? Is my question.
No, it wasn't the men and the women. It was the list of needs, the list of.
No, and I get it, and again,
it's not going to be the same. No matter what, a single person's list is not going to be the same. And so that's what caught me. Go ahead.
I think that, and I hate the fact, and I don't like using not only fake people but animated fake people as a reference of what truth is.
Right.
There is a hell of a difference between peace and quiet.
Yeah. There's a hell of a difference.
Quiet does not automatically mean peace.
Look, there's a hell of a difference between still and stagnant.
There is a very big difference, and what people mistake peace for is quiet. If this is my non-apology stance right now,
good.
If you've done no work, I've practiced this. If you've done no work and you're hollering for peace, you, sir, are a bitch. You do not want peace. You just don't want problems. So with that said, motherfuckers be always running around hollering about, oh, I'm here's another thing. You cannot practice in the moment. I'm changing lives out here. Like, this has been January 2025, January. I said motherfuckers' lives are gonna be changed.
You see the comment?
Listen.
And is
20 right. Like you can't be like, all right, I've never done anything that was war ridden. I've never been able to even proclaim myself to be anything but want dominion over anything or everything. You can't do it. You can't reason. That's like taking a person who's never been through boot camp, never been through the trial and error of going through the elevation into their classes of doing what they need to do, right? And then being like, you know what? Let me put you in charge of the Army, Navy, and the fucking CIA. Let me
Oh,
just trust you
hey, Trump,
because
go ahead.
you scored a lot of points on your credit and you got a lot of money. I'm not going to say who did that, but I will say that is what America stands for. At the end of the day, though, the core value for me, the core value.
Okay.
Huh?
You said he wouldn't say no names. So I was just letting folks know it was the terracotta terrorist. It's okay.
Oh, so what I will say is that and I always appeal to men. These women know I will always confidently say I know 14% of what I thought I knew, and I know 4% about women. 4.3. Now I graduated. I got like a second grade education within the fourth.
You got an AB.
You got to understand the math. Math is new math when you start to. It's shit get different. But I got about 4%,
right.
4.3. And what I did understand about the opposite sex is that they don't like to really fuck with people who don't have any scars. If you don't have scars, then they really are going to start to second guess who you are. Now, if you talking a lot of shit, they're going to recognize what you're talking about because they ain't got nothing to see.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby.
You understand what I'm saying? They like all you're saying is this, but your hands are really soft.
Well, see, William, and I want to bring what you're saying into this comment because Shaka, every woman who's done her healing will be that for a man who is her piece. Y'all are looking
absolutely
at these whores. Y'all are out here looking at these whores and their requirements and then applying it to the women who would actually hold you down and help you build your house from the foundation up.
Yo, you don't know what it's like to have a motherfucker say, when you compliment her and be like, yo, babe, you really put that on. She gonna be like, nigga, we put that on. Yo, you understand that I will grow a garden of Eden. Don't fuck with me. Don't have my back like that.
But that's what it's
when I saw this daggone thing, I knew I was gonna have an issue. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna mute for that.
No, you're fine. Fuck you too, first of all. Second of all, fuck you twice, because I didn't deserve that. And it's for me and her.
It's in love. It's in love. Like I'm not fucking y'all. Like, listen,
people don't know themselves. There was a conversation that I saw on Facebook the other day, where the conversation starter was stop doing the Kerry Washington bout. Listen. The conversation was Black people got to learn how to stick together for the sake of the kids. And it was literally a 50-50 split. And one of the people said, now mind you, I'm not usually one to go under somebody else's post and then respond to somebody else's comment that's not responding to me, right? That's not what I do because that usually causes problems. But there was one particular comment, and the commenter said something to the effect of, white people do it all the time, so why can't we? And I said, when have us using their motto ever benefited us? First of all. And then she goes into this whole tirade about, well, we got to do something better and broken homes and all of this shit. And I'm like, no, we need to stop sleeping with people we don't know and having children with people we don't like, so that there can be happy homes. It starts well before the children is born, and y'all are looking at it from the wrong perspective. And this is the problem I have with these people who don't have knowledge of self. You walking around for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fucking decades.
Judging people by the crack of their ass. That's crazy to me.
Shaking a cup, blind as a bitch in the world, looking for handouts. Fuck you. That's why when you said what you said earlier, William, you know I don't be angry. Y'all never seen me angry a day in my life. I be passionate because I get tired of us being blamed for the shit that we have to do.
Motherfucker, I met you angry.
You met me angry at a specific situation. but not like you.
I get
What
it. I
you
get it.
saw is not me ready to kill nobody. It's me mad because
I get it. I had to read that. I get it. Yo,
Right.
wipe that from the record. We're going to take this.
Strike
We're
it.
going to edit it.
Edit it out.
Go ahead.
No, because it's like people. Oh, you're so mad. You the mad black woman. Yep, I'm gonna cut your couch in half if I get that mad. I'm gonna set your fucking BMW on fire and walk away smoking my cigarette like Angela Bassett and Soul Food. If I get that mad. Y'all have never seen me mad. Y'all wasn't there when I was out behind my ex-husband's house with the hairspray when the police came trying to set that bitch on fire. Like that's the type of mad. Like y'all don't know what mad looked like on me, which is why I don't go there. When you said earlier, you look at your past self and you try not to be that anymore. I don't have that option because now I have 4 people right down the hall whose lives are destroyed if I'm not here.
True.
And so and therefore, y'all have never seen me mad. I get passionate. I'm loud anyway, so y'all it looks mad because y'all used to bitch doing all this. I don't argue. Come in my face.
So and that's where I believe whole different topic. I reconcile with what you're saying and I receive what you're saying because number one, you're not wrong. The second thing is that if I hadn't have learned I wouldn't have learned grace from a man. Sorry, y'all, men. I wouldn't have learned it. I would have continued down the trodden trail that I was on destruction. I was privileged in 2025 to receive a compliment from probably if I were to name my children's mothers 1 to 3, 3 being the worst one was the one that complimented. She said, "Thank you for being present in these children's lives. I value the evidence of our son learning how to take a deep breath. I don't know what you're doing to them, but keep doing it. Keep doing it." That was you could have probably bought me my favorite car and it would have paled in comparison to that moment.
Because it makes you feel vindicated. Right?
It's not vindication.
No.
It helped me feel okay. It and okay when I say when I say okay, like people think okay is like mid-grade. Okay means for me is I got that shit right. And ain't nobody gonna take what I know away from me. I got it right. I turned that shit around and I made it go the other direction. I didn't, but by the ingredients and the substance, I made it do what it needed to do. I tapped in that special seasoning of my unfuckwithable and I put it where it belonged, not where I thought it was supposed to go. Yeah, it's different. And to have that ability and honestly, if I didn't go on that thankless journey and those that know me know that shit was rough. But had I not gone on that thankless journey, I would have probably looked at her and been like, "Bitch, shut the are you still taking child support from me?" No, I don't think about that no more. What I do look at is that my child support is not enough. It's not enough.
So in essence, your healing allowed you to take the compliment, receive the compliment in that moment.
You know, and when you get to that place where and I'll say it from the time where we started at 7:33 till now, fellas, when it's not about women are nurturers and nature. Like they're just going to do. Our responsibility is to be so that they can do.
Women are nurturers to children. Y'all need the men fuck up.
No.
Okay, no, okay, scratch it,
So
strike it.
here's what we
Hold on,
say.
hold on,
Here,
no, strike it,
and
strike
here's
it.
why.
Your question,
No,
though.
no. You already said it. It's already out in the digital world now.
What the fuck?
I literally listened 24 hours, had that conversation with a nurse. A nurse said the same thing. And I said, you know what's crazy about etymology is that the nurse is the highest standard when you deal with the medical field than even a doctor.
Right.
All the doctor can do is sign. But guess who the doctor has to answer to? The head nurse. So if the head nurse is having an issue with the doctor senses it ceases to be.
I just am tired of being a monolith. All women aren't nurturers.
So no, not all women are nurturers.
You say
No,
women
no,
are nurturers.
no. I'm gonna read that. And for the presence, all women are nurturers. Women choose, just like men choose, a different path based on whatever experiences and whatever you settle in. Now, I will say, if you decide to go ahead and see a 65-cent bag of chips and you put $1 in that vending machine and you get that 65-cent bag of chips, but you never get your change, is that vending machine justified? No. That's the answer. No. That vending machine is out of order. That is out of order. It needs to be fixed. Yeah, you got what you wanted, but you didn't get the change. It's out of order. That is 95% of America. We are getting what we want, but we're not getting any substance. We're not getting any change. We're out of order.
Baby, we gonna have to agree. Like you're literally making me itch. We're gonna have to agree.
Go ahead. I mean,
I have a question for you though. I've known this young man for about 2 years now, going on 2 years, 1.5, something like that, right? Do you remember what I told you when you first started talking to me about Grace? Because that was my question I was going to ask.
Sure do.
Do you? I want to know if you remember.
I don't remember what you said to me, but I know what I stand on.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't have grace for nobody because I wasn't given it.
And that's part of the why I didn't probably realize it. Yeah.
The black woman who's the toilet. How do I give grace when you constantly shitting on me? And I'm not. So there's
and that's the part.
And I keep saying this because people always want to try and bring these ideas of grace and forgiveness into these conversations, but they are still doing shit. See, the problem with healing is that people get past the big stuff and forget the little shit.
True.
But them little things add up. And now we got a mountain of shit.
Here's where
hold on 1 second, because you got a mountain of things now. Because all of these little things. Okay, so for instance, I'm not trying to burn down nobody's house right now because I'm mad, right? On the other hand, I will look at you in your face in Family Dollar like, bitch, why your eyebrows got more coverage than your ass? And leave everything on the counter and walk away. Because I can't deal in grace because no one is giving it. And it seems to me as though there is this ideal of healing that makes us docile, when in fact my healing intelligence makes a person less likely and less able to be a slave under any condition. I will never be a slave to anybody's opinion of me because I know myself.
I agree with you.
To you, all women are not nurturers. I'm telling you, as someone born with a vagina, that all women are not nurturers, and then you tell me no, as someone born.
No, I get where you're coming from. Here's my stance on it. Here's just plainly my stance on it. Mm-hmm. Number one, I remember that conversation, and I admittedly remember parts of what you said, but I did relevantly, and I'll openly say it, I dismissed it. Mm-hmm. Reason why I dismissed it, because what I stand for, Grace, is nothing that human and our man or woman can ever give. The only thing that we can give on what the Creator gives to us, which is grace, is forgiveness.
Okay.
If the Creator gives mercy, then we are to impart the lesson. If the Creator gives us wrath, then we are to impart the correction. That's what I view. I think all women have an inherent capacity. That's what I was.
Right.
I think that's the point
That's
you're trying
what
to get.
that's the point I'm getting to.
Where's
So
that?
we're here,
Where's
and this is where we deal with the semantics, right? Because
Right.
we always say grace, and what we mean as grace is what we mean as forgiveness, and what we mean as forgiveness, we're really giving benefit of doubt.
Mm-hmm.
This is why when I make a simple statement, it's always sounding deep. It is not deep. It is literally standing in a very clear 12-inch pool. If I say forgiveness, what does it mean?
It means fuck you. It'll never happen again.
So if I say, so let's get out of that territory, right? Let's say love. We always talk about, oh, love is subjective, love is this, love is that, love is this. But if you were to ever actually give the understanding of what love is, folks will be like, oh, it's deep. It is not deep. It is the existential being that allows you to keep on pushing forward when you want to quit.
But I always say that it's subjective because it's based on a person's experience. So
No, it can't be based on. So if
like
all roads, no, listen real quick. If all roads lead to death, all roads, if Timmy, Titus, Matthew, Andrew are going their separate roads to death, is it separate experiences, or is it a road to death?
Mhm.
It is the southern road to death.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
That's
Whether Timothy decides to say, oh, I choose to do it this way, or Titus decides to do it this way, they're choosing to go west to death.
And what I will say to that, I will counter your all roads lead to death by stating that there is not one cliche stating that all roads lead to love. Love is for self.
And
if in fact you do not love yourself, you can't express any emotion toward anybody else that is real.
So can you say that again for me? If all roads lead to self, then that makes love.
No, if all roads lead to death is what I said.
And you just said if all roads lead to love is what? And you said it again.
No,
you said it twice.
I said again. All roads lead to death, but there is no cliche saying that all roads lead to love.
If all roads lead to death, and the opposite of death is living, which is long live, which is love itself.
But some of us have long suffering and no love. The whole
long suffering is a spiritual principle. Long suffering, the spiritual principle.
No, I just
suffering. What you choose
part of life.
Again, here's I'm going to say this again. If you choose to go all roads leading to death, then there has to be all roads leading to life, which makes it equally non-subjective.
Life and love are not interchangeable, William. That is a male perspective because y'all get to walk all over.
How is that not when you birth it?
I birth what?
Life. You birth life.
Okay.
You birth life.
Life is placed inside of me with the help of someone's semen.
Did you cancel it? You had now your past. Your past. I can't reconcile your past because Here's what I will do. I will equal you ace to ace where, oh God, I wish that some of them motherfuckers would have canceled them.
Yeah.
I will say it. So equally, we chose life. And those that we chose life for, what do we do? What do we do? We don't wish death on them. What do we do?
I know
Huh?
parents who've been jealous of their children their whole life.
No, I'm talking about you.
What about me?
What do you do for your children now that they're here?
I do everything that I can.
Everything that you can for what?
Because God blessed me with his children.
Not because for what?
It's my
For what?
responsibility.
And when you wake up every morning and you see them children, what is your declaration to them children?
My declaration to them is to help them to understand who they are so that they don't go around the world like I did.
Long life.
I don't have
long live. When you deal with, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't have a choice in that. I could die tomorrow. So I have to make sure that they're straight, but I can't give them or proclaim long life over anybody.
So to your point, which is why my apology even begun, is that I thought that I had a choice. I never had a choice. And when you're dealing with the karmic principle, Tay, when you're dealing with the karmic principle, the depth of my karmic principle, I'm not a, dare I say, when you see me go into a collapse mode, you get to see the full extent of the collapse mode, because my feeling is that I don't get the grace that you get, because here I am thinking and believing in my life and reconciling in my mind that I get a choice, and I don't get that choice. So I'm already at a deficit.
The fact of the matter, William, is I don't think I ever agree or even understand that standpoint, because it's always mama's babies and daddy's maybes. There are, however, many women like yourself who think they have a choice. But the choice would have been to not fuck these people in the first place. And so, and therefore, when you fucking them and you fucking them over at the same time, and now you got choices and they stuck, this is why y'all should be in fear.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I look at my children's mothers as well, and I agree with you. I look at my children and I'm like, okay.
It's shameful that this is the majority of our community. I did not mean to cut you off, but I'm just
fine.
I'm floored by it, because it's like the majority of our community, all we sit around and talk about is black folks nowadays is options. Bitch, you single. You ain't got near option. You going in your bed by yourself. How is that options? If we cancel out this idea of choice of options, it's not a problem. Children are the way they are because they got too many options. We didn't have no options. We all grew up with some sort of morals and value system. Like, stop playing this game. Like, I keep trying to.
Well, what's the game?
The game is this choice. You're either pro-life, right? That's how it goes. You pro-life, but you're not pro-feeding these motherfuckers. And you're not pro-taking care of them when somebody don't want to. And you're not pro-stepping up when they need a mentor. And you're not pro-making sure they got shoes on their feet. And you're not pro-nothing other than birth.
So the reality is, again, you're right.
Shitty, man.
So the reality, when you classify that as a man,
tell the mothership, come get me.
When you classify that as manhood, I disagree with you.
I didn't say manhood because I said
no, I didn't say you did.
Okay.
But if you classify that as, I've lived through that and I agree with where you're coming from, I can only share compassion. Why? Because until I didn't go through your process, and I'm sorry that I didn't go through your process, I didn't get to feel anything kick in my stomach. I'm sorry that I never got to feel that. What do you want me to do?
Why? Why the
I
fuck?
can't I can't
Marvel
understand what you're going through until something it leaves my hands. Something that I built and I created leaves my hands. I'll never understand what you go through.
William, I end up looking like this. And Tay, I'm sorry because you just been so patient with us. But I end up going through this with you. And every time we have these kind of conversations, to the point where I'm like on the verge of tears right now. I had to take my glasses off to see real light so that I'm
And
not.
that's okay.
But wait,
And
no,
again,
hear me out, because what these
right.
conversations make me feel like is that mom in that video. It's hot on the bottom. It's hot on the bottom. And now we wrong because we not gentle parenting. But we just told y'all 18 times you're going to burn your palms off if you grab it from the bottom. We are telling y'all. And then y'all say, well, we didn't know. We've been telling y'all. Y'all watch our mama go through it. Your sisters go through it. How the fuck y'all know?
So Kristen.
So angry for real.
So Kristen.
Like,
so again, Kristen, now that we do know, you gonna stay mad?
Coming.
No,
Okay.
take your time. But the question is still gonna stand. The question will forever stand. Now that we do know, are you gonna still stay mad?
No, but stop talking like you don't know if you know.
Who's talking like we don't know? We're talking as a pattern of, okay, this is what we have lived through, right? You've lived through it. I've lived through it. Right? Now that I'm here, you said that this is a matter of fact. And I'm saying, yes, this is a matter of fact. From your standpoint, this is what hurt you. And I'm saying this is also the attribution of what hurt you. Nowhere did this man say, I was hurt. I'm saying this is what hurt you. Here's how we move forward in a pattern of success and behavior. If we can't do that, then how do we move forward?
It sounds Republican. Like, the reality is, how does the person creating the problem create the solution?
By asking a question.
No, y'all sit back and take the lead from the people who've been through it. Asking questions don't get you nowhere if you're not going to apply the fucking answers.
So Tay, if I ask you, how do I move forward healthily? Given, and this is the thankfulness that I have from present, future to past. If I say, how do I move forward healthily? And you give me the tools to move forward healthily. And we're at a now new level. And we're now journeying forward on how to move forward healthily. What would you give me? Would you give me your anger or would you give me more tools? Let me just itemize that for you.
I'd give you the opportunity to learn from me. I mean, I think she had a point. Like, clearly, like, clearly, you know, the tools have been given, the blueprint has been laid out, and yet here we are. So how about we look at this from another perspective and strategy, and y'all sit back and watch how this has been going, and then fall in line. Pick up the slack where you can. Go above and beyond. Do whatever you got to do. But you can't jump into a project expecting to automatically lead when you haven't done anything with it thus far, with all the information you get. Like, we have to give this another go round with someone else at the helm. That's what I was.
Absolutely. And here's what I will say, and to your point, Kristen, you're not misheard. You're not at all misheard. You said what?
That I kind of am. And the reason why I asked that in the first place is because this started with me asking you a specific question. And you blatantly said, yeah, no, I dismissed it. But
right.
The idea of grace coming from a man who doesn't give grace is crazy. And I'm not saying you specifically, I'm just saying in general. When I told you what I told you about grace as a woman and being able to give it because I can't, because I don't even know what it looks like, because it's never been given to me. That is the moment. And so then anger becomes the tool because y'all ain't listening. And then when I'm screaming, I'm crazy. And
Can I ask a question?
All of this stuff, but y'all aren't listening.
Can I ask a question? It's never been given to you by whom?
Anybody.
I yield right there. Right there, I yield.
I told you this, William. I
told you this. Fairly, and I yield right there because I gave a very specific reason that goes above man. And if you didn't catch it, then I can't help you. I could, and this is not for you. This is for anybody.
All the forgiveness you need. And I feel like for everybody else, if they caught it a different way, cool. But don't come at me talking grace when I'm not being given grace. To this day, at 47 years old, I'm dealing in a world where grace isn't given.
But you're not unaware of what it feels like because we all know God's grace is sufficient. Amen, nobody?
You sure?
So it's like you, or do you not feel like God is giving you grace?
Baby girl, we're going to talk after this. I'm going to tell you my life story and you tell me what grace looks like after that.
I mean, I know some of your story.
No, but it's a whole.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
But what I'm saying with what little I know and from what I see before me, I feel like I'm in the presence of God's grace. Because you've been through some shit and you don't look like what you've been through. So,
cute.
You know, that's why I asked the question, like, you didn't receive grace from whom? Because it's not like you're unaware of what it is. God.
We're talking about grace amongst people. If I was given grace by God, in my opinion, up until about 10 years ago, I'd have been out of here a long fucking time ago. Because nobody should go through the shit that the nigga got to go through from day one.
Can we start with a truth? And again, I'm going to say this truth that I had to learn at a late age too. And which is why I again, Kristen, what I say to you is always going to be in love. What you say to me, I always expected in love.
Correct. Yeah.
I had to learn it late. Man cannot give grace. Anytime that you've ever heard it from that point, knowing that truth, anytime that you've heard it in the past, has to be dissolved. And it's hard. It is hard. It is, I can't say it any more than it is hard. The idea that since you were yay high, where somebody told you, oh, you lucky I gave you grace. I gave you grace.
In the belly. And nobody's ever said that to me. I've just always been held to a certain standard.
And where did you say that was? It was in your belly. And where's your spirit, man? I don't mean to go, I don't mean to go this part.
I'm telling you, no, it's since I was in my mother's belly when my father was throwing her belly down in the tub. Like, nigga,
you don't know
what it sounds like, looks like, or any idea.
And who saved you?
Standard, huh?
And who saved you?
I don't know.
God, the creator, the source.
I will say that I always jokingly say now.
And that right there is why and when you deal with
being carried through trauma, my nigga. I'm tired of being carried.
and that's
God,
okay.
I'm tired of it.
That's okay.
That's not grace to me. That's enablement. Let me stand on my feet if that's the fucking case.
And that's okay. What I'm saying is this: we all deserve the truth of understanding, Kristen. And when we deal with the idea that you've given me grace, or that I've given you grace, or that Tay's given me grace, or that I've given anybody, there is no possible way with the shit that I've done, and that I like from this moment and I look back, there's nothing that I can do that can warrant giving grace to anybody. No one. So it has to come from something different. No one. I was raised by a 2-parent household with a father that didn't like me, a mother that didn't want to know me until later. I get where you're coming from. I was supposed to be shit down a toilet quite a few times. Quite a few times. Father still tells me to this day, you wasn't supposed to be here. I ain't want you here. The end. I get where that notion, but if I am saved by something, it can't be from the doctor, because the doctor he might have retired from Sacred Heart Hospital in 1985 for all I know, but I was born in 1983. It could have been the teacher that said go left and go right. It could have been the my track coach that said I see something in you. But at the end of the day, Kristen, there is nothing anybody on this earth gave me when I was at my darkest point, except the moment when God said, I'm right here. I've been here. All you have to do is, and we're talking about compliance, and I told you right in the beginning, obedience is better than sacrifice. It's greater. It's far greater. When you deal with that moment of like understanding that all I have to give is my truth and matter in the moment, and I'm not disagreeing with you in no moment will I ever say that I disagree with you, because that's your experiences. That is tied to your truth, and I'll not take it away. I don't know it, but I can only feel it with compassion, or otherwise it's something that you're giving an excuse to, and you have not done that. So I can't say you're wrong. But we have to understand that where I couldn't help you, where Tay, if you were to come to Tay and I was never here and she couldn't help you, who helped you?
I don't know.
You going to sit there and say you?
No, because there are times when I know for a fact that I'm sitting in the darkest corner of my mind, smashing my head against the wall. But I'm operating as though things are right.
And I get it. It's the eighth principle. It's the eighth variant of the love that we don't like to talk about, but it's there.
And I just have a skewed point of view.
God, it's not skewed. No.
What I'm gonna say, and people ain't gonna like this, and that's cool. God. But I just fucking say this, bro. Like you can't. How are children being abused right now? And there are women who want children and can't have them, but would love them with everything of their soul.
Because that's balance.
No, it's not
balance. Kristen, if there was so many people that had all the kids in the world, nobody would know what they've lost. That's the truth. I would never appreciate your mothers if I didn't fucking lose mine. I wouldn't value the idea of just being humble if I didn't see a woman dying trying to be fucking perfect.
Well, I'm sorry.
I see it. I see it. And I understand it.
I'm sorry.
And I'm not saying that it's not for guilt, Kristen. Nobody's attacking. What I am saying is this: I understand where you're coming from, and your voice is more meaningful than you think it is. Now it's time to reshape. It's time to reformat, because it's not the world that is supposed to validate you. It's those that you love. It's what you told me. It's what you carried on the ellipsis of where she left off. Over here is where she left off. It's the next level of hardship. When you talk about long suffering, this is what we mean. It's challenging what love is and what it isn't.
Love is holding somebody accountable to what they say they are. Period.
And what are you?
It's,
and why?
I am a woman on earth trying my best. That's it.
Governed by who?
Me.
And why?
Me.
So God has no place?
I make choices to follow moral values that I was taught, but I make those choices. God don't make those choices.
But where's the grace that God gives you?
Walking through life every day, inside my chest beating when I wake up in the morning.
That's all I'm asking. It's the ability to do that.
The ability to do what? Wake up? I don't have no control.
Wake up.
You
have right. You don't have any control. Neither did I. But at some point, I made the choice not to try to do everything great, but I tried to do something different.
Yeah, but you asking me to be obedient to somebody who's never saved me.
I'm not asking you to be obedient. I'm asking you to try something different.
I'm cool.
You tried something different when you met me. Is this not different?
Sure.
Yes or no?
It is, but it's not. It's just a different format for the same shit I was doing before. And that's what try to do something different looks like on this plane.
Then I understand where you're at, and I'm not judging you, but I do understand faith. I do, and if it means that, you know what, I'm going to create a new segment right here because I have the power to do so, because it's ours. It's the bird. It's the crown. It's the crown that we carry. It's the crown that we carry, and what I've told you when I first met you is something that I stand on. Love hurts. Love requires suffering. Love requires discipline. Love requires it. Both of them came up here. Love requires grace. Love requires faithfulness. Love requires humility. Love requires all the sins that you've ever done, and it requires you to be honest with them, Kristen. And
any of us have ever
this
done.
is my moment, and I only get 2 minutes, and I'll let you go. But at the end of the day, it requires everything to the forefront. And I know for damn well you didn't do half the negative shit that I've done. I know for damn well.
Your fucking karma.
Excuse me.
I said you're right. So why do I deserve all of your
karma? It's not what you deserve, is what you hold on to. It's not what you do, is what you hold on to. And if you choose to hold anger, guess what you've received? Anger.
Well, I'm angry
and it's okay. And I'm telling you, mute your phone. And it's okay to speak it. But I'm not going to answer you and take my moment.
I'm not going to mute. I'm going to say goodnight. Y'all have a blessed one.
Blessed to you. I love you. And I do. I love you.
Love you, sis.
At the end of the day, love is one of those things that requires the truth of understanding, even when it hurts. Even when it hurts. You can excuse it. You can reason it. And my co-host didn't excuse it. She told her truth, and she did all that she could in love, y'all. And I don't hold her. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to get off this phone and I'm going to hug her the best way I can, as far as I can away, because I can't get to her. But if I could,
Yeah.
this is why, men, I chose something different. This is why I chose not to be as angry as I used to be anymore. This is why I chose to apologize to my baby moms. This is why I chose to apologize to my ex-wife, knowing that they did me wrong too. But that's not what I did. I chose to apologize. I could have chose to live another day and not. And I probably would have regretted the moment at some point. But at the end of the day, it takes being honest and understanding that, number one, some people aren't shit. I was in the depth of ain't shit, the pool of ain't shit. But at where I can say is that I didn't choose to live there. I didn't choose to dwell there. And when I recognized that this shit stunk and this shit hurts, and maybe this might be right, I'm hurting people, I chose to get in a different pool. And then I realized I still fucking stunk. That's the part that we don't talk about.
Mm.
That's the part that I can understand why Kristen is so upset, and it hurts no more than the times that I've hurt my friends. I didn't hurt her, but I get it. I had to learn how to take that shit off of me once and for all, and then go into a different realm of understanding and journey forward, knowing that I may have had a trail of shit, and people remember me by the shit that I had on me. People remember me by how I used to smell. My name carried something. Names carry something for her. And I will never, ever, and I will always protect my co-host and my friend. And it hurt that us folk have done that to her. Didn't give her a fighting chance, y'all. What can and we can't take it back. This woman's 47. But what can we do going forward? That's all I'm asking. What can we do going forward, y'all? And I'm not saying that shit's got to be perfect, but if you're not trying your best, if you're married and not trying your best, try your best and see what happens. I'm not judging you. Ain't nobody here can judge you. Like, that's the beauty of this world. You got to believe that's the beauty. Ain't nobody here to judge you, but let me challenge you to try your best. Prove this woman right. Prove her trustworthy. And I don't mean that she holds my deepest, darkest secrets no more than this one. Prove her trustworthy so that she don't gotta do that. Prove your wife trustworthy so she can live. Let your mama be proud, y'all. We just celebrated. Let your mama be proud. Do something good. That's all we ask you to do. Do something good. If you can't, just try your best. We're chestnut checkers. I'm out.
Thank you, folks. Good night.